I'm Melody Moore. I'm a research development specialist at University of Texas Medical Branch in Galveston, which is a little island on the Gulf Coast of Texas, if you don't know where it is. So we're down here about 50 miles south of Houston. And I wanted to talk about free puppies and lessons in integration, and so we'll go on. In 2014, the UT system made an announcement that they hoped would push research forward to all 13 institutions within their system. The system would pay for the implementation of what was at that point called SciVal. They would rebrand it. It would be called Influent. And the hope was that the entire system, research and publications, would be represented in a single portal that would then connect to individual institution portals. And it would be great for research, and the entire institution, the entire system would push its research forward. Well, the reality was, well, it did not live up to the dreams, honestly. It was during this process that I first learned the term never accept a free puppy. I didn't understand what was being talked about at the time. I mean, puppies are cute. They're friendly. They can be lifelong companions. They make your life better and easier, right? Like software programs, correct? But then there's the training. There's the reality, the messes, the misunderstanding of this new product. And, oh my gosh, they're really painful vet visits. The veterinarian telling you you've got to poke pills down a puppy, you know, the sleepless nights, those problems that you can't seem to rectify, and you're soon asking yourself, what have I done? What was I thinking? Why did I ever agree to this? This free gift is really going to cost me a lot in resources and time and things I don't have before it's finished. Well, like I said, I didn't know any of this. I thought a free puppy is a free puppy. I gladly accepted it, and I started working on Influent, as it was called, at the time, to see how it would work best for my institution, and I just went forward. So just a little history on what happened. As I said, UT system purchased SciVal back in 2013. It worked really well. They purchased it for all the medical center campuses, and then based on our usage of it, they decided to push it out to all academic and medical center campuses in 2014. During that time, Elsevier bought Pure, and UT systems decided to go with the upgraded model. So the medical systems didn't have an advantage because we were all learning something new. They pushed forward the announcement because they were so excited about this new product. And so we didn't get really the training that we wanted ahead of time because we wanted to push it out. UT systems wanted to push it out. And we went live with it. And sometime during the year 2015, I came up with a great idea. It was right after I uploaded that very first spreadsheet. I said, we've got to integrate. We've got to figure out how we can make this work with our systems that we already have on campus that already have this information. Also, the academic institutions were finding very little value in it because Scopus at the time was primarily science, math, and medical. And so they were pushing back, and that's where the term free puppy came from. I heard that term in every single campus or system-wide meeting, beware the free puppy. We went live with it in 2016 with our integration. Sometime during that year, the new chancellor decided that he was going to review 40 existing products. Influent was one of them, and the system decided at the end of 2017 they would no longer pay for this. So we had a decision to make here at UTMB, and we decided we were going to keep it. And we've never regretted that decision to this day. We rebranded it with a more friendly name. Influent didn't really make sense if it wasn't going to be a system-wide name. Why have this name with two U's and kind of looked funny? And so we rebranded it to UTMB Research Experts, which is exactly what it was. 2018 completed the rebrand, and then 2019 started increasing use of personal profiles, linking grants and publications, everything that Pure said we could do. In 2020, everyone knows what's happened in 2020. We decided to, we've really used it a lot For COVID-19, we are primarily an infectious disease institution with a national lab, so it's really worked out well for us. We integrated news flow for COVID-19 only publications, and then in the future, we're going to talk about that in a little bit on what we're going to do. So as you see, 7 years, lots of decisions: keep the product, use the product, expand it, develop the product to fit our research goals. Also, who manages it? Is it a research tool? Is it a library tool? Is it a leadership tool? Is there some combination? Effort commitment. How many people are we going to pay to manage this product? Do we have IT people involved? Do we have research people, library people? Well, it's kind of worked out that I'm the primary admin person for it, and I'm in research education, honestly. And then I work with our Power team, which Power is a product that we have developed here at UTMB, but is for sale for anyone across the globe. I know that there are a couple of other institutions using it, and they have also made it work with their Pure presence. And then we're expanding to include any new Pure initiatives and options that will also integrate more local systems. I'm really excited about some of the things I'm hearing during this conference. So implementation was a process. We had several different local systems that we wanted to integrate with. We needed to integrate with first the PeopleSoft HCM module, and that is the human resource module that keeps track of the promotions, the new hires, the terminations. And we also needed to integrate with the Power module, which keeps track of awards and grants. By integrating these systems, University of Texas Medical Branch Research Experts is updated daily and automatically versus quarterly, which is what we were doing when we had to work with a spreadsheet. And in my case, with a lot of tears and a lot of effort and a lot of calls to Elsevier saying, oh my gosh, I've messed it up again. So all of that was taken away through the integration with these two things. I also tell my researchers, no one would know who Mona Lisa was if there weren't a picture of her, and the same thing applies to you. Nobody knows who you are unless there's a photograph of you up there, and it helps you, it really helps promote the product. We know through the use of our medical physicians and our doctors that photographs build confidence with patients. It builds a certain trust and understanding and intimacy. And so it also works the same with researchers. If you're looking for a collaborator, put your picture up there and make sure that they know who you are so they know who you're working with. Sometimes we can't get a picture. And so we decided to go, if you look at our site, we decided to go with gender-specific silhouettes, which in this very global world really helps when we're dealing even across campus. And I think it helps when people when they look at our site, they know who they're dealing with. There are a lot of names that you don't know if I should address her or him or them. And so whatever you're listed at in our HR system is your silhouette if I cannot get a picture. The photographs are all done through Power. I upload them and Power puts them up within the week. The other thing, the implementation training for both faculty and administrators. Being part of research education, this was a very organic step for me. We communicate upgrades through a research blog that I work on, daily announcements. We have a research quarterly update, excuse me. And then through departmental and leadership meetings, we encourage usage. We talk about upgrades. We talk about different ways we plan one-on-ones through those. And so we usually try to get to every department at least once a year and talk to them in their monthly meetings to tell them what we can do and what are the new upgrades, and talk to them one-on-one. And it's really starting to work. The departments are really starting to use Pure a lot more in reporting and figuring out how to, through promotion and tenure, through reporting out to agencies and sponsors. And so we're finding that the product just keeps getting more and more used and better and better. We also needed to determine ways to and ideas for collaborative use. I tell my researchers, link to your profile wherever and whenever possible. Use it on your departmental web page, use it in your email signature, use it in press releases. Encourage your collaborators to use your profile so that everything links back to your peer profile, and let's keep those profiles as robust as possible. Leveraging across campus became very important when we were implementing this integration. As I said, we had to find out, who was going to run this. Was it an IT program? Was it a library program? I think as you look across globally, you can see there are libraries that take care of it, and they do a great job. There are IT departments that take care of it. They do a great job. Research got it here, and we've kept it, and we work with the stakeholders across campus. Integration is so much easier when there are stakeholders across campus, because IT feels that they own it. They own a part of it. The library feels they own a part of it. The media relations people feel they own a part of it. Leadership feels that they own, and so it's much easier to get any new systems that come in to let's talk about it and see how we can integrate that with these profiles that we put forward. As I said, it was really great during COVID. We really got a lot of use out of it. We focused on infectious disease research and our coronavirus experts, which we have a national lab here, and the focus for that national lab has always been very infectious diseases, Ebola and coronavirus. Now, it was one of the things we were already working on, so this worked out. It worked out well for us. We integrated news flow with our peer presence during this, so that we could pull in our news media mentions and showcase our interdepartmental research collaborations through the new hub in the middle, and then report on publications. So it really worked, and I don't know what we would have done without peer and research experts during since March, because we have really primarily used it to really report out to our campus and to UT systems what we are doing and how we are, and to NIH also. What are we doing? How are we using money? And how are we moving forward in the ultimate cure to this pandemic? So moving forward, what are we going to do here with research experts here, and what more are we going to integrate? I was excited to see the hub come out. As I said, we really used it during COVID. When COVID kind of settles down, we just received a renewal for our CTSA grant. So we're going to take the hub and really focus on translational science and our translational efforts here on campus. We're going to continue to increase personal and departmental usage. I have one department that's starting to use it almost entirely as their web presence, which I'm very excited about. And we're going to improve data interpretation and utilization. I'm very excited to see the new reporting module. I have to confess, I was never a big fan of the old one. I thought it was clunky and hard to use, and so I'm really excited to learn how to use the new one. And I think once we know how to use that effectively, rather than downloading it, putting it into Excel and doing our own reports, it'll really make Pure so much more important, the name Pure so much more important to people across campus. I'm looking very forward to that. So finally, just to summarize, we have been very happy with the free puppy that we got back in 2015. We've used it. We've learned how to utilize it to the best of our ability. We're always learning. I love talking to Elsevier and to Pure representatives just because they always teach me something. I can tell you integration makes a huge difference. The more you can integrate this product with what you already have on campus, the more valuable it will be to you as an institution. And and open your mind up to what you already have, and Elsevier the Pure people will help you integrate those products. That they've been nothing but just wonderful to us in helping us take what we had and making it work. So that is everything I have. If we have questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
Thank you very much, Melodi. That was a nice talk. So we have a couple of questions with regard to news flow. One is how you leverage that at the university level and how you integrated it specifically for COVID-19.
So with news flow, there's some problems with news flow, and I keep meaning to put in a JIRA ticket. I just never do. But with news flow, there's a couple of problems. We have a researcher named A. Clinton White. That's his name. And every time White House, white paper, or white people comes up in a publication, those publications are attributed to him. So news flow, we have to go through, and I only do it for COVID because I don't have the time to go through and massage that kind of thing for everyone else. One of our main researchers' name was Scott Weaver. Something came up for him one time, and there was a hairdresser in Iowa talking about COVID, and his name was Scott Weaver. So you have to go through, and you have to be kind of careful with that. But once you get used to that, you can bulk edit and makes it really easy. So we have used that just to report on and just to give our researchers. We've had over 7,000 media hits since March, just on COVID and coronavirus, where our researchers are mentioned in media globally on that. And so that's how I've used that.
Yeah, cool. Another question here. Do you make use of sources beyond Scopus, and have you done or plan to do something to streamline or automate work processes?
I don't understand the question.
Yeah, so I think there's two separate questions. So are you using, and I don't totally understand it either, but something beyond Scopus, so using the altmetric stuff or other types of projects, awards kind of stuff. Are you using that in your version of it?
We do bring in our awards. That was something I may have glossed over. So Power brings in our awards, all of our awards, not just NIH awards. So we can, but Power also reports the awards, so I don't have to worry about reporting that out of Pure. But we do have it on our pages to use as collaborative. So if you look at our researchers, you can see what awards they have and for how many years and things like that.
Thanks. You know, what I was most taken by is the integration with PeopleSoft. Now, we don't use PeopleSoft, but that is the real bottleneck, right? Is getting people in and out in an effective manner. So, I'd be curious to know, was there a precedent for that before you started doing that, or were you just able to, between your HR department and Elsevier, be able to figure out how to do that, or I'm just naive on that front?
Well, PeopleSoft runs through our Power presence also, and so we do have it in there. I only have to talk to Praveen, one person in our Power group, and I go in and say, okay, this isn't working, and he actually goes in and does all the really hard stuff. If the computer turns on, that's about as technical as I get. So.
Some political editorials that I'm going to dodge. I think people will continue to have thoughts about this. They should take it to the forum. I'd like to thank everybody for both the presentations, which have been lovely and very stimulating all morning, and for the number of good questions that we had, and for all of our technical support. And I'll let you go off to the rest of your day, and please come back tomorrow.